Good evening, good evening, and welcome to another Motivation Monday here at Unfeigned Faith Ministries, where my name is Deacon Irons. And of course, we're led by our wonderful minister, Minister Lee Rodman, and our fantastic First Lady, Minister Lakeisha Rodman. I want to thank you all for joining me today for another wonderful Motivation Monday as we go into this holiday Thanksgiving week, I guess. And I just want to thank you all for continuing to support us. First and foremost, I must say happy anniversary, of course, to our pastor and our first lady, who celebrated many, many, many years together, ups, downs, sideways, and everything in between. I believe it's 24 or 24, 26, somewhere in there. And I kind of lost count, but I want you all as well to go ahead and wish him a happy, happy anniversary. Amen. They spent some quality time together. We all need some time together. So I know they're away and we missed yesterday, but it was a good opportunity for them to spend some real quality time together. Amen. So go ahead and send your best wishes and anniversary and stuff to them. All right. So for this Motivation Monday, my title is Integrity and Ethical Living. Right. The Lord, Proverbs 11:1. The Lord detests dishonest scales, but accurate weights find favor with him. We must live with integrity and ethical living. It is easy to use the tongue as a dishonest weapon than it is to actually come out and just truly speak the truth, right? For some reason, when we speak, um, people just love to be dishonest, right? In a world where shortcuts and compromises are common, integrity sets us apart. It builds trust, strengthens relationship, and honors God, of course. And again, it really ties into Proverbs 11:1, where it reminds us that God values honesty and fairness. There are situations where we all go through, right, where integrity brings security. Back in Proverbs, the book of wisdom, Proverbs 10:9, whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but whomever takes a crooked path will be found out. Everything comes to light, right? Whatever is in the darkness will come to light at some point in time. Living honestly gives peace of mind and stability, while dishonesty it eventually leads to exposure. Even when it comes down to the word that we give, right, verbally, we have to live by a word and be honest to our speaking, right? God values those honest dealings. Again, fairness and honesty in all transactions, personal or professional, right, reflects God's standards. Right now, there are those who will agree to things, right, outside verbally. Again, I know we live in today's time, but back then, a person's word was what they stood by and they lived on, right? When somebody said something and was full of integrity, people knew and understand that when they said something, it meant something. Just like when God speak, he means what he says. He says the right things and he live in, with integrity, right? And honesty. So we should apply the same concept and try to live the same concept. Fruitfulness in small things, like in Luke 16:10, right? Whomever can be trusted, remember, whomever can be trusted with the very little can also be trusted with much. So again, a person's word, it might be little, but it's the biggest thing that somebody can say, right, and do. The integrity starts with small decision, and that decision to be ethical and truthful, right? A consistency builds trust and opens greater opportunities. If you're not living with a life of integrity and trust and honesty, people when they hear when you say things, they're not going to want to believe you, right? When you say you're going to do something, do it. If you say you're going to live by something, or your word, you agree to something, you need to live by those standards. It's sad when in today's world you have to write everything down. People have to sign stuff, and go through all this process. But what happened to when a person's word really meant something, right? Act justly and love mercy, right? And Micah 6:8, to act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with God. Ethical living is not just about rules, it's about justice, compassion, and humility in every choice that you make, right? Again, when we're raising our children, we want them to be honest when we ask them questions. When, something happens, we ask our children, hey, what happened? We don't want them to lie to us. I know I tell my children, I'd rather you tell me the truth than lie to me. The fact that you lied to me will probably, get you in more trouble, right? You're still gonna get in trouble. But if I know you're lying, because your word says something, it means something to me. So, even with those around us in relationships, especially those that we work with, we don't want them to lie, or be not of integrity, of integrity, and living by integrity, right? um, we have to guard our hearts and our actions, right? Let your eyes look straight ahead. Do not turn to the left or to the right. Keep your foot from evil, of which, of course, is in Proverbs 4, 25 to 27. We have to stay focused on righteous and being righteous, right? We have to avoid shortcuts that compromise our own values. Because again, what we say should mean something. How we live should mean something. And this week, when we're celebrating Thanksgiving, and we're going to our families and friends, it's important that we continue to live by those standards, and give thanks, and praises, of course, and just continue to be honest and live an ethical life. Amen. So my motivation for y'all this week is to get in the habit of being ethical, living by your word. What you say should be your word. It shouldn't be full of dishonesty or deceit, and you shouldn't use your word to be deceitful to anyone, no matter the circumstances. Amen. So again, that's my little motivation for y'all for this week. Live ethically, and live by your word. What you say should be what you mean, no matter what the circumstances. Amen. So for this week, I want y'all to be thankful, for Thanksgiving, and spend time with families and friends. If you're traveling, be safe out there. If you have family coming in, be fruitful, and have fun, and of course, be respectful. Don't overdo it, right? To a certain point, eat all the turkey and stuffings and whatever you all eat for your Thanksgiving meal. All right, but I want y'all to be safe out there and be blessed. And as always, continue to help each other, lift each other up, and of course, continue to speak a true word and live with integrity. Amen. So, as always, my name is Deacon Irons here on Feigned Faith Ministries, where I never like to leave you nor depart your side, without always continue to encouraging you and reminding you that until next time, hold on to your faith. I want y'all to have a fantastic, blessed, and enjoy your Thanksgiving, and be